Hey guys, welcome back to PencilStash. I'm Rachel. Thanks so much for joining me. Today, we're going to do something that I like to do every once in a while. So I think you guys know that sometimes I will start to color a page and something will go horribly wrong. Either I won't like it, or I'll pick a weird color and it just kind of messes up the whole thing. Somehow I end up abandoning the page. Today, we're going to go back to one of those and try to finish it. We're going to try to fix what I didn't like, we're going to try to finish it, and just kind of see how it comes out. So today's is from Romantic Country's third tale, and it is this page. I colored this probably 2 years ago, maybe a little bit more, and I actually have a video on it, and I just chose, because I didn't kind of like how it ultimately came out, I just sort of did the chalkboard section because I really liked how the chalkboard came out. I really wanted it to look like it had been written on and erased and written on and erased like over and over and over again. So I really wanted it to look kind of time worn, and I really liked how it came out. But once I did, and I liked everything else. But once I did the papers, I tried to make them look very kind of aged and, like papyrus-like, for lack of a better word. And I didn't like how it came out, and I got so kind of disheartened by it that I decided to put it aside and think about it and come back to it later. And then, of course, I never did. So to me, the rest of it's fine, but the papyrus, the paper, is kind of what I want to try to fix. I'm not entirely sure how to do that quite yet. So we're just kind of revisit this page and see if it's worth kind of picking it up again. Especially with, kids in school now and whatnot, I thought this one would be a fun one. Not that the kids are in school. I mean, my kids aren't in school. They're doing virtual learning. But, if kids were in school, this is what it would look like. So let's get started. All right, right off the bat, I think we need to address the 800-pound gorilla in the room and just kind of tackle the thing about the page that I didn't like. Because I think if I leave it and then try to color the rest, I'll see it and it'll bug me, and I just want to fix it right away. So instead of kind of going over it with something, I was wondering if we could maybe pull some of this kind of jasmine-y pigment off with my electric eraser. So I'm going to try this and we'll just sort of see how it goes. And if you guys don't have one of these, I love this thing. It's definitely a big oops corrector for me, as well as a tool to use for embellishment. And it's just a little battery powered vibrating eraser. And it comes with kind of like replaceable little eraser tips. And I love it. It's definitely worth the, $8 to $10 or whatever that it cost. And let's try this out. It's not erasing it entirely. I don't know if you guys can see kind of the difference between this one and this one. It's still there a little bit, but it's definitely better than it was. So maybe that's kind of as good as we can hope for. Maybe we'll pull up as much as we can, get it to better than it was, and then maybe we can kind of course correct and see what we want to do with it instead. So let me kind of get up as much as I can, and then we'll go from there. Oh. You know what? I think my batteries might be dying. Let's switch these out. All right, let's see if we can get a little bit more juice out of these new batteries. Nope. There we go. Nope. Come on. There we go. All right, let's see the difference. Oh yeah, needed new batteries. All right, maybe we can get off even more now. It should sound like you're getting your teeth cleaned. This is doing much better. All right, then you brush off all the little eraser bits from your desk. I think we're good. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. I really like this page. It's kind of back to its original state, I would say, before I don't know if I messed up. I mean, I just didn't like the direction it was going. And sometimes that happens and it's okay. And when that happens, there's erasers, there's, markers, you could paint over things. There's always something that you can do. So I'm glad that that seemed to work. So now I can decide to color kind of whatever I feel like coloring next. I'm kind of drawn to this clock, this kind of world clock. Like I kind of want to make it look like metal. I wonder if we could maybe find a way to do that. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is just kind of decide like a grain of the metal. Metal has like a bit of a grain to it, and I normally like to do like something on the diagonal. Just kind of trying to decide if that's right. Let's see here. And for right now, I'm just taking my silver and I'm just going to put down a layer of this, and then we'll kind of go from there. And now I'll just go in with my 70% cool gray, and I'm just going to kind of soften around the edges. I'm just doing really small strokes, and my pressure is more towards this end than this end. So as I get closer to the area where I put down the silver, I'm just kind of lightening my pressure to almost nothing so that it just blends in as well as it can. It just kind of makes that transition line disappear. All right, like when I tackle a page like this where there's just a bunch of little tiny things on it, what I typically like to do is go around and just sort of see what objects are kind of speaking to me, and maybe do the ones that are like obviously speaking to me in one direction. And then I just kind of piecemeal all of that together as I go until everything is done. So the next thing that's kind of speaking to me is this bell. It's really cute, and I would kind of like to continue that metallic theme and make this one gold. And unlike the silver pencil, I kind of find that the metallic gold pencil is not as effective. So I like to create gold with a couple of yellows and bronze, and then maybe come in and kind of dirty it up with that. So let's just kind of give our bell a little bit of a shine here. This is Crayola Harvest Gold. I'm going to be so sad when this pencil finally goes. I'm going to probably buy a whole another set of 100 Crayola pencils just so that I can use this one. Because Crayola ones don't get sold, I believe, in open stock, so I can't just go buy this. Unlike a Prismacolor or a Faber-Castell where you can just go buy open stock. I can't do that. So I will literally buy the whole box. And I'll be happy that I did. If you guys are turning your noses up at Crayola, you are definitely missing out on some of the really nice colors. Then because that one is relatively light, I like to kind of go around it with my yellow ochre. And then with bronze, I like to kind of dirty it up with bronze. Get something like that. And then maybe we'll try the metallic gold and just kind of continue to dirty it up here. There we go. And just for funsies, I think I want to make the handle red. I like it. The other thing that I also like to do is when I put in things like metallic, silver, and then I put gold here, I like to bring those elements around the page in other ways. So I think I might do that. Like maybe we could kind of bring in some of the metallic onto the clock over here. And this just sort of helps to balance out the colors that you use on a page. I think you guys know I'm a fan of limiting your color palette a little bit. I definitely tend to not throw everything but the kitchen sink at a page in terms of color. I like to rein it in just a little bit. So, you know, instead of having this blue and that red and this orange and, you know, just kind of have it be super, super colorful, I like to pick and choose and you just kind of stay within a little bit of a family. So, you know, and then kind of also balancing out colors on opposite sides of the page and, you know, maybe using it in like one or two other places just kind of makes it feel a little bit more cohesive and kind of lets your eye enjoy the page a little bit more. So we'll make the clock this metallic silver, which definitely goes along with what I remember about the clock in my grade school. And then, yeah, I kind of like the idea of doing the quills in gold just because we've got our gold from our lantern, we've got the gold from our bell, and then we'll kind of bring it down into this section of the page. So let's do this one. Very cute. I really like how the gold quills with the black ink pots just kind of really goes together. Very cute. I'm going to do the other ones the same. All right, I am really liking this kind of red, yellow, and the gold and the green. It just feels very stoplight, very kind of adolescent. So I think I'm going to try to keep that theme up as we go through some of the other things. Like I know I can do, you know, this in green and some of these leaves in green and just kind of bring a little bit of that green throughout the page. So I think I'm going to do that as well. I feel like I'm missing pencils, and I have so many pencils that are super short. I'm going to have to do a supply run coming up here one of these days. I feel like I just went to Blick for kind of the essential mineral orange run, but I probably need a bunch more. And I do have some backstock of pencils that I could be kind of dipping into. I grabbed some from there the other day, but maybe I'll kind of take stock of see which ones I just need to all out replace. Oh, and of course I will leave a link in the description to the chalkboard tutorial that I did on this page a couple years ago, so don't worry if you missed that. You don't have to go hunting for it. I will leave a link in the description, and if I can figure it out, I'll put one in the corner too. I wonder what this page would have looked like if I had done it from start to finish 2 years ago. I don't know about you, but I definitely notice a change in my approach and my art style and just kind of the overall look of my completed pages has changed over the years, and it's kind of a combo of like the colors that I like to use and the techniques that I'm employing now versus then, and it's just, you know, kind of a combination of all of those things to where, you know, I do wood tone a little bit differently now, and I don't know. It's definitely interesting to go back and kind of see what it looks like now versus what it could have been then. I like yardsticks. I actually have my grandmother's old wooden quilting and dressmaking yardstick. It's very, very cool. All right, we are missing a little bit of red now. So we have red down here in the desks, we have it on our bell, but I think we need to bring it up a little bit. And I'm a little nervous about using it on the flowers up here. I just think it might be a little bit much. So I'm thinking maybe using it in some of these books. And then I don't know what we're gonna do over here, but my instinct is don't do it on the flowers. So let's bring some of these. Whoa, I just dumped. Oh. We have a casualty. Mahogany red has lost its tip. All right, so I think it's decision time. I kind of want to decide what color to do or what surface color to do the tabletops for both the student desks and the teachers' desks. I'm kind of tempted to do black, but I think that would be a little bit too much, and we've already got the black ink pots. Maybe we kind of bring some of the stainless steel, you know, look of up here onto the desks. I think that would look cool, but I just don't feel like it's period appropriate. I mean, this is a fictional place, so I don't know if like period appropriateness really applies, but I don't know if like stainless steel and ink and quills really go together. So I'm kind of struggling. And I don't want to do wood just because I think that the wood of the chairs will then get lost in the tabletops. Maybe we could do kind of this wood finish, this more lighter kind of wood finish, more like a butcher block looking thing. That's an option. Yeah, let's do that. It's nice and neutral. It'll make some of our paper stick out. It'll bring cohesiveness to the bookcase up there. This is what you guys don't see in some of my other videos. My previous videos, normally I just do a voiceover, so you don't kind of have to see all of my moments of indecision and my hemming and hawing and my kind of optional thinking. And now when I'm recording, I just like to record my thoughts as I have them, and you guys get to see all this craziness. And it honestly, it probably sounds very similar to what you guys go through when you look at, you know, what to color next on a page, so I'm probably not all that different from your own inner monologues. And then the background. I'm still thinking about the background. All right. Yeah, let's do that nice light butcher block here, and we'll just kind of see how it looks. I don't think it'll be detrimental. It'll just be a safe choice, which I might be okay with. I'm okay with safe right now. I'm just gonna put this color down as my foundational layer. Right, I have my sand layer down, and it's probably pretty hard to see, and that's okay. That's actually a good thing. I didn't want it to be too dark, and we're going to be adding on top of it. But again, that's another reason why I like the Crayola pencils as part of my pencil stash. The Prismacolors, the Faber-Castells, they're very pigmented, and the Crayolas have less pigment. So when I want that option where I want it to be super, super light, I like to use these just because it is a little bit of, you know, an additional option for you. So again, I like really using the 100 set of Crayolas. I'm going to be embellishing with these two colors. These are tan and antique brass. And we're just going to see how Nothing But Crayolas does on our desktops. And I'm going to try again to follow that same sort of horizontal pattern here. And I'll just kind of show you in this one little section what the finished product is that I'm kind of looking for. And it might be kind of hard to see again, but I am just sort of following a little bit of a scattered pattern with some of my embellishment colors here. And I'm just trying to get those kind of butcher block-esque, like different horizontal lines in here just to mimic that just a little bit. It's just a nod to butcher block. And see, it's okay that the sand color was so light because it's really just that background color. I feel like I've been putting off the map. So let's do the map. And I think I'm gonna have to bring in some blue here. I don't know. What do you guys think? I could do the outside of the map. I don't have to do it water. I could do it in kind of that old map, sort of this ginger root color, but of course my ginger root is too small to use. It might be doable on this tiny spot, but it also might be kind of fun to add in just a little bit of blue, just so that I can maybe use it on like the books over here and over here. Maybe I could use a really light blue. Like maybe I could use one of these like Wild Blue Yonder kind of light blue grays, and then it won't feel so blue. It'll kind of straddle that line between gray and blue. Let's do that. It's really, really light as well. It's a really kind of earthy, warm blue. It's not a jarring, oh my god, that's primary, school crayon blue. So I think we're going to be okay. And we'll be able to use this in the books. while I do this, I just want to say too, I hope everybody's doing okay. I know the world's a little crazy right now. Or if you're stressed or anxious about it, you know, coloring is definitely a really good outlet for those moments in life. But I do hope that everybody's doing okay. All right, we have very little left. We've got this yardstick, the background, and the floor. I'm kind of tempted to do the floor in like a dark gray just to kind of balance the top and the bottom. All right, these are two of my favorite of the Faber-Castell. These are Juniper Green and Pine Green, and they look like this. And I think I'm gonna do that in the background. I think it might read as a neutral, it might make everything else kind of stand out. I am nervous about it, I'm not gonna lie. But let's just do it. It's done! Oh my god, it's so cute. I'm so glad that I went back to this page. It's definitely, I think, different from what it would have been if I had colored it fully originally. I really like the green background. I know that it kind of recesses and it might be a little bit too heavy here on top, but I actually kind of like that. I don't know why, but like to me, hunter green and red are just very school colors for me. I don't know why, I've never had school colors like that, but this just looks very school to me. And I really like it. It was super fun. It was really kind of fulfilling to go back and finish a page that, you know, you had kind of abandoned and kind of, you know, considered dead. And it was a real shame because I really like the chalkboard. I really like how that came out. So just the fact that I abandoned it was kind of sad. So really, really glad that I went back to this. Do you guys ever do that? Do you kind of half color a page and then kind of abandon it? Do you ever go back and finish them? I definitely suggest that you try. This was super fun and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out immensely. Please consider subscribing if you're new and hit the bell if you want to be notified when I upload a new video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me a comment down below and I will talk to you guys soon. Happy coloring! Bye!